Hi everybody, so as you can see, today I've left the island and I'm here at the foot of the French Pyrenees mountains, close to Lourdes in the south of France, and I'm delighted to have next to me Bishop Jim Curry. Welcome.
Phil, it's an honour to see you off the island.
Thank you
and
very much.
to be with you for this lovely encounter.
Thank you very much. So, Jim, listen, we've been coming here for the best part of 25 years.
Yes.
And we're here to support the charity.
Yes.
Yeah, the HCPT charity. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? So basically, why do we keep coming back?
It's a good question, isn't it, Phil? I think for me, HCPT is a charity that brings young people, children who are disadvantaged in some way, challenges, whether it be intellectual or physical, emotional, and we give them a holiday at the shrine of Lourdes, and they become the centre of attention. For a week, they become the VIPs here. And I suppose each one of us thinks, oh, why am I coming back? And then when you're here, there is something that happens. They touch your heart in some way, and you suddenly see the world turned upside down for a moment, Phil. You know, we're used to being the VIPs in the world, you especially, but just for this week.
I am Bishop Jim, but I just have a hard time proving it.
You don't have to convince me, Phil. But just for that week, these young people who have tough lives and their parents become the VIPs. Yeah. And there's something, when we see ourselves giving something of ourselves to them, we become the ones who receive in a way. Yeah. It's one of those great paradoxes of life. Yeah. When you give something away, you actually find yourself you're receiving something. And I think that's what draws us back each time.
Exactly. Now, you know, the other thing is, you just look at Lourdes and you'd assume, realistically, that this is a Catholic thing.
Yes.
But the children here are not all Catholics, are they?
No.
That's not what part of the criteria that you have to be Catholic.
No. Any child who needs a break, or even their parents need a break, their carers need a break, they can be assured that they're in safe company here, and religion isn't forced upon them. It's a religious shrine. Yeah. But the most important thing is that they become the centre of our attention. If they want an ice cream, they can have an ice cream. If they want to come to a lovely place like Giovanni and see, I know it looks a bit like the Great Wall of the North in Game of Thrones, but it's just the most glorious place, and they can be free. And we're all at their service to help them. Some of them maybe can't move as easy as you and I can. Here they can move with all the assistance that we can give them. So no, you don't have to be a believer, you don't have to be religious, you just have to be interested in the soul of another person and allowing that soul to breathe in a different way, to sing in a different way, to be free for just a little while.
Beautifully put. And you know, one thing that struck me about this over the years is that when you look at the helpers, so just to be clear here, the children come with helpers, and I heard last night that somebody told me on average it's 1.5 helpers per child on average. Some have greater needs than others, so they need 3 helpers. Yep. But in average, it's 1.5 helpers per average. And when I look over the years, it's the helpers are young, because we don't actually deal with the children, do we? We're just here to support the charity.
We're the backers up.
Yes. Yeah, so we're like ambassadors and to make people aware of the charity and try and raise funds, let's be honest. But when you look at the helpers that come, they're from all walks of life, and some of them, you know, they amaze me. They're like studying to be accountants and lawyers, and and whatever, or motor mechanics. They come from all walks of life, and because we're not as young as we used to be, and I'm looking at this, I see people from 20 years ago, and now their children are here. Yeah,
it becomes a badge of honour almost that families or groups of friends come back time and time again, and when you see young people who are studying for their A-levels, pre-university, university students, young men and women who are trained to be doctors, as you say, accountants, and they're coming back, and for a week they lay that aside and they just give their abilities, their free time, their sense of fun to these young people. And as you say, we're with a group that's slightly older, and in their day they did the same, and it's wonderful for them to be able to see that what they believed was important has been passed on to another generation. And there's that same sense of wanting to spread that good news, that good message, that one human being can help another human being.
I was doing that earlier when you said slightly older. I was
sorry,
doing
yes,
that just to say
yeah.
slightly older.
Well, the wisdom figures we see
Yes,
ourselves now.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But as you can see here, we're up the mountain today, so we're about an hour out of Lourdes.
An hour outside Lourdes,
Oh,
yes.
the bus loads, they come, there must be how many buses down there? There must be about 30 buses.
30 buses, yes.
And the children go to the mountains and they play for the day.
Yeah.
So this is something that happens every year. It goes from Saturday to Saturday, and today is a Friday, obviously, so it's the last day. And will we be coming back next year, God willing?
God willing, we'll be coming back.
Absolutely.
And we always look forward to those who like to support an endeavour like this. As I say, you don't have to be religious, you don't have to be a believer, but it's interesting. The whole idea of pilgrimage has re-entered, I don't know, people's minds and hearts of making a journey not just on your own,
Yeah.
but with people who perhaps you wouldn't naturally come together with. And you suddenly discover you've got more in common than you ever thought you had.
Yeah.
And together, you're able to give something to someone who perhaps would never have been able to visit here.
Absolutely. Well, Bishop Jim,
Thank
you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh.
Thank you. Right,
Thank
back
you.
to the island.